Okay, so we're back for another video. We're going to go ahead and assemble Whimsy now. So we've got all of her pieces right here. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to need her head and her chest piece to start. Okay, so we've got Whimsy's head and her chest piece. So at this point, you would have already done the tucking stitches to give her sort of a crescent moon sort of shape to her head. If you haven't yet, you would have taken this tail and you're around 14 and 15 of the head. You just take some stitches that'll pull the top part down towards the head. And that's what creates that arcing shape, okay? So after you're done with that, you bring the yarn out towards the back base of her head, and that's what's gonna lay against this chest piece. So if you look at the chest piece, you'll notice that one side is kind of flat, and the other side sort of arches out. Okay, the flat side we're going to use to go against the body. So the side that's arching out, you would have stuffed here, but left this part unstuffed or very lightly stuffed at the top. That's where her head is going to rest, okay, just like this. So if you need to, you can pin it down if that makes it easier. Otherwise, you can just hold her head down while you're sewing it, okay? So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and do some whip stitching between the chest piece and the head to fasten her head down to the chest piece, okay? So I'm going through the chest piece so that they're connected now, okay? I'm gonna come up and take a stitch in the blue head and then bring it back down through the chest piece. Okay, so you can kind of see that it's like you're weaving it, right? You're weaving the blue to the yellow and back again. You're going to do this all the way around until you really feel like that head is secure and it's not, doesn't feel wobbly at all. Okay, I'm going to do some more towards the back here. And again, I'm going in through the blue. See, if you look, my needle's gone in through the blue and back in through the chest piece, and that's creating a nice fastening stitch. Okay, and then we're gonna go ahead and make sure that this top part is connected really well. That's gonna make it so that her head's not all wobbly. Okay, and if you need to, go around again or whatever you need to do to where you feel like it's on there, it's not going anywhere, and mine feels. So I think that that looks good. I'm gonna go ahead and on this last one, I'm gonna bring the yarn to the back of the chest piece, okay? And I'll show you why in just a second here. All right, so squish her around, make sure that's how you want it. This is kind of your last chance here unless you attach another piece of yarn. All right, so we've got the yarn coming out the back of the chest piece. The next thing you want to do is grab her body, okay? You're going to use the same thread to attach the chest piece and head to the body. So when you look at the body, you'll notice that one side is pointed and one side looks more flat, okay? The flat side is where you're going to want to put this chest piece. The pointed side in a spider is their spinneret where the web comes from, okay? So I go ahead and try to find the side that looks the plumpest and put that up towards the top where her spots will be. And that's just based on how you're stuffing it. Okay, you're going to want to hold the head and chest piece down. Here's a look from the side. Okay, so the chest piece should end up not below the body, but just right up against sort of the bottom of the body or just above. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead and do the same thing we did with the head, but this time we're going to do this through the body so that it stays towards the body, okay? So again, we're going in through the blue, back in through the orange, and we are weaving in and out those two different pieces to secure them together. And we're doing this all the way around. And if you've had a chance to buy the book and have read the story, I'd love to hear who your favorite character is from the story, and perhaps they'll end up in Crocheted too later on. I've got another few more books to write here, so you never know. All right, getting there. Then we're gonna go back up the other side. Make sure everything is nice and secure. Okay, let's look at how that's coming out. That's looking nice. Okay, almost done. Maybe we'll do one more after this. And the body should be nice and secure with the chest piece, okay? So this is gonna be the end of what you need this yarn tail for, okay? So you finished using this blue tail. So in order to fasten off yarn, what I like to do, and I'm gonna go ahead and do this on the bottom so that you guys can see it better. Okay, you could do it up by where it is up here though, but just to show you, I like to go in to one of the stitches, and you need to grab the entire loop of yarn, okay? Otherwise it's not really gonna work very well. So you need to grab the entire loop from one of the stitches in the piece that you're working with. Go through, but before you pull tight, you're gonna go back through that loop, creating a knot, okay? Now, you'll notice there's the knot, and as I pull it, there's a hole underneath, right? Because that's sort of the holes in between each of the stitches. And hopefully they're not too big of gaps, but we'll go ahead and go in through that hole, come out somewhere else on the body. And then as we pull that, you'll notice that the knot just got tucked into the body. Okay, and you can't even see it anymore. It's nice and fastened inside. So again, you could do that on the top stitches. That would work too. I just came down here just to give you a better idea so you could see it better. Okay, so now go ahead and get your scissors. And if you pull it just slightly tight and then you snip it towards the base, it pops right back into the body. If you still see it there, you can kind of squish the body around and that will tuck in that ending thread. All right, so you've finished with the blue, get rid of that. All right, so the next thing Whimsy needs is we're gonna go ahead and do her back markings, okay? I hope you enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe so that you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. Thanks, guys.